Hi and welcome to 15 Minute Gamer. This is the 15 Minute Gaming channel and I'm 15 Minute Gamer. Today we're going to do something different again. This is another one of my present ones. Today we are looking at the top games of 2013 so far. This is in my opinion. There is two missing from this list because I haven't played them, which I have a feeling would be in there, which are The Last of Us and Tomb Raider. I think they're probably pretty high. There's 8 games in this list. These are 8 games that have really impressed me. I've enjoyed playing and that I've had the most fun with, really. I mean, I played a lot this year. I don't think it's been a great year for games by any stretch. I don't know if that's because the next gen's coming out or whatever. But sit back, relax, enjoy it. There's a bit of trailers in there. I'm going to talk about why I like the game. Not a long video, but I hope you enjoy it. And the first game we come to on my top games of 2013 is number 8. It's Dead Space 3. Enjoy the trailer.
Silent night, deadly night, nothing's calm, nothing's bright. Here comes evil mother and child. Say goodbye to mother and child. Silent night, deathly light.
Are you with me? Are you with me?
It's happening again. Everyone's dying around me.
And there we have it. That was Dead Space, a little trailer for it. And you might think, why is it number 8? Well, I think this game, it was a really good third-person shooter. It had fantastic graphics. It had pretty good combat, to be fair. And some frantic action sequences, you know, there was times when it got me heart pumping, to be fair. The sound, the atmosphere is pretty much spot on with it. However, I think you have to approach this game with a little bit of an open mind, and that's mainly due to the fact that it's quite removed from its original horror background. And I think that's why, for me, it almost didn't put it in there, to be fair, because of that. Because the original Dead Space was pretty good. It was a really good game. The second one I didn't complete because I got bored of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. This I was given when Sim City, all the problems with that. I actually got given this as a free bonus game to compensate me for how bad the beginning of Sim City was. So that's the only reason I got it. But however, I was quite impressed by it. I had to forget that it was a Dead Space game. I just treated it more as a game by itself. I think it was more akin to a AAA title than what it originally set out to be, which is a bit of a shame. And what ruined it completely was microtransactions. Basically saying, hey, you've got a massive big infestation of necromorphs. However, if you pay me some money, I can give you a gun that solves all that issues. And I don't like that at all. It's a bit of a shame that was in it. However, I did like the gun combinations. I did like the sound effects. It isn't a bad game. It's just the direction that the publishers decided to take, I believe. So that's why it's in at number 8. And in at number 7 is the first indie game on this list. It is Rocket Bird's Hard Boiled Chicken. This is a good one. Check it out. that's it. We're at number 7. That was Rocket Birds Hard Boiled Chicken. I'm pretty sure many of you have never seen this game before. It's out for the PC and the Vita as well, so probably no one's bought it for the Vita. However, I didn't see from that trailer, it's a lot going for this little indie game here. It's a really engaging game. It's got tight controls, the precise controls. It's got an amazing heavy metal track to go with it. Some of the songs are brilliant. You do rock out as you're playing it, which I do like. It's like a bit of heavy metal in games. There's not enough of it. I don't know how best to describe it. It's just gun toting craziness. I think I heard one bunch of people say it was, and I agree. Main premise is you're a chicken and you're against the evil penguins, which are like communists. It's really good. You can take over people's bodies. The puzzles aren't too tough. They're not easy, but not too tough, and I like that because I can never be bothered for these sort of things. The thing that does pull this down a little bit is the lack of narrative, the lack of storyline to it. I think if that was there, probably would be a really good game. However, it's not an expensive game. It's a really good game. If you have a PC, just pick it up off Steam when next Steam sale is or whatever, because you won't regret this one. I mean, saying the lack of narrative, everything else more than makes up for it. It's a really really engaging game. It's nothing complex. You're not going to get any emotion really out of it. However, it's just fun platformer, and that was it, number 7. And at number 6 on the list, we have an indie game that came out last month, I think it was. It is Gunpoint. Hi, that was number 6 on this list. That was Gunpoint. This is a game that came out about a month or so ago. It's a really clever puzzle game. It's a great stealth game as well. What makes it unique is the fact you wire things up. So you can wire a light switch up to a door. So when you press the light switch, the door opens or closes. So that can confuse people. So you might turn the lights out in the room, the guard runs in, presses the light switch to see what's going on, and opens the door you need to open down the bottom of the level. So it can be quite clever. You know, it's, as you can see, there's a guy jumping out of a window of a man. You can jump through windows. It's pretty good. Conversations, you get your missions via the phone at the beginning, as you saw that buzzed away. I'm sure some of you checked your phone at that point. That you can multiple choice. There's a bit of humour goes into it, and that's what I like about it. It's a good little game. I'm not usually a huge fan of these games, to be fair. I'm just not very good at them. I'm not that way inclined, I don't think. However, what lets this game down a little bit is the fact that there's no Steam modern support going on yet. I don't know if they're going to bring it in. However, it is overall a nice stealthy game at its core. It knows what it's doing. It knows how to do it well. The music's good. The sound's good. The graphics are quite cool. And overall, yeah, pretty good game. It deserves to be in the list. If you haven't got it, get it. I think it's only available on PC. If you've got Steam, rush out and get it. In at number 5, we have everyone's favourite half-man, half-cyborg. It is a Rex Cult. It is Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Check out the neons. You've got to love this one.
From the toxic ashes of Vietnam War II, a new breed of renegade soldier is born. Part man, part machine. All cyber commando. Fuck you. Sergeant Rex Colt is leading the battle between good and evil, as it's never been fought before. He's on a desperate mission to bring down a battalion of ruthless killer cyborgs. and save the world.
Lights out, Rex.
Michael Biehn is Sergeant Rex Power Colt in this year's most thrilling, action-packed cyber adventure. Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon.
And that was the fantastic, fun game that is Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Was a bit of a mouthful, that one. It's a great game. It's really cheesy. It's funny. If you're from the 1980s, you'll probably recognize most of these things probably from your childhood. The cartoon graphics, the cartoon playability in the middle. Cutscenes are very cartoony, adulty but cartoony, and it's just like watching a classic B movie from the 80s. It's all about killing things. It's just mad. You have armies of cyborgs. Cyborgs, not about. You have dragons that fire lasers out their eyes. You have mutants. You have nuclear explosions. You have guns. You have comical one-liners. Even the training mode's funny. Is that the right word? He argues with his training program makes him do stuff. It's pretty good. Overall, it's a really good game. It's not very expensive. It's an expansion to Far Cry 3. It basically is the Far Cry 3 universe, the island, lifted in and putting loads of neons in the sky. It's all dark. Everything flashes. The animals have glowy eyes. It's a really good game. If you haven't played it, get it. If you like Far Cry 3, you'll love this, even though it's very similar. You're still capturing things. You're still hunting, crafting. Overall, though, it's a really good game. You'll really enjoy playing this if you like the 80s. Soundtrack's fantastic. There's a lot of swearing in it, but even things like when you load a gun, you'll spin it around or throw the bullets in. It's just really cheesy. It's a good game. It well deserves a place in the top 5 games of this year so far. In at number 4, and I know this is going to be controversial for a lot of people out there. As I said, it's my choice, and it does have a lot of flaws. It is BioShock Infinite. Check out the trailer.
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt. That was the deal. I gambled, and now I owe money to men you don't want to be in debt to. I come here to pay it back.
There's already a fight to win. The question is, which side you on?
One thing I've learned, if you don't draw first, you don't get to draw at all.
You're a killer, Booker! Like it or not!
What's this?
What's going on?
And I think that was probably one of the most controversial choices on my list. To be fair to it, it was number 2 for a while. Even number 1 when I first started the list. I think a lot of people are going to disagree maybe with me on this one, but when you really look at it, I think I'll give it a fair go, and it's up to you to decide. I think this will cause a bit of controversy on this one, but that was BioShock Infinite, and it starts very dark. You're in the rain, you're on a boat, you got these people telling you you owe money to someone, you got to kill someone, or capture someone, and you come across a dead man, you go up in the tower, it's still raining, it's really dark. You explode into this light, cloudy, amazing looking city. I think that's where most people get sucked into the game, and I think it's really clever how they've done it. It doesn't hide the fact that below that, and I think if the game started off like that, and that was the first thing you saw, and if you weren't seduced by that, you might forget what sort of game you're playing. This is so far removed from BioShock 1, it's unbelievable. This is, and you can see by the man standing behind me here, he's a gun-toting person. He wants to kill people. They changed the cover to match the people who want to sell this game to, which I think is a massive shame. I'm not denying that it's got great graphics, it's got great voice acting, it's got the skyhook system, which is pretty cool. That led to some really fast-paced killing sprees. I'm not denying that. However, take some of that away, and considering they've made it a first-person shooter, the gameplay is pretty stale. It can be really dull at times. To top it off, the AI is pretty unremarkable. The shooting mechanics are rubbish. For a first-person shooter, not very good. I've played first-person shooters for a really long time. I mean, I've played them from the very early PC days to now, and I think if your core mechanic's going to be first-person shooting, which this game really lends itself to, then that has to be spot on. It's not in this. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a solid game, and I'm not saying that I can't take it onto a merit. That's why it's number 4. It's a really good game behind it. I mean, I was almost, I really like the characters in it. I really like the look of the game. I like the premise behind the game. It tries to be shocking and talk about religion and racist problems, but it doesn't take it that one little step further. I don't think. I think it just lends itself a little bit to, we're going to shock you, and then doesn't quite do it. The ending you can see come from a mile off with all the tears and stuff. I mean, it's a good game. Take it on some merit. I think if it wasn't called BioShock, the gunplay was a little bit tighter and it wasn't so dull in places. And I hated the bit when the ghost lady, Comstock's ghost, came out. That was awful. That's when the game lost it for me. It was a real chore to complete after that. I mean, if you disagree, feel free to comment. It's just the way I feel. I just don't think it was a very good game underneath all the things tacked on the side of it. Still enjoyed it though, and I would still recommend it. Still one of the top 4 games of this year so far, in my list anyway. But yeah, go and get it if you want to. Now on to the top 3, and at number 3 is a fantastic indie game. It's still an alpha. I am including it though, because it's pretty much playable. It's pretty much all that. Fantastic game. It is Prison Architect. And in it, that was Prison Architect. In at number 3 there. This is a game probably not many of you know. You could call it Sim Prison or Theme Prison or whatever you want to call it. This is basically managing a prison from top to bottom level. To start off, it's got great graphics. It's in alpha. I have included, which is a little bit naughty, but it is fully available to buy. So it's included in there. It's on Steam right now. It's an ever-evolving. There's updates constantly for it. It's a really, really engrossing game. It's challenging. It's addictive. It's one of them games where you build a prison and think, oh, if only I'd built that there, and you redesign, you start all over from fresh again. You got different prisoners need different needs, so you've got to set the needs when they can go to the toilet, when they can have breaks, when they can exercise, when they eat, and it's up to you. If you want to put the whole prison on lockdown, you can. That'll annoy them, and they will start rioting. You get riot police in there, you got medics in there, you've got your guards to keep everyone in check. The way everything builds, you got your workmen that need to come in and build everything. If you let everyone go hungry, they'll start as they probably would start rioting again. Once the families come in, people get happy. You get different categories of prisoners, so you got cater for them. You got solitary confinements. You got hire wardens. You can put CCTV in if you want to. It's just a really good, fantastic management game. I've spent many hours on this. If you've got a PC, this is definitely deserving of a top 3 place in the top games of this year so far. It's a shame probably many people haven't played it. I would really recommend it if you got Steam and check it out. And we're on number 2. What's it going to be? It's going to be a little game that was released on Xbox Live about a month ago. It's got zombies, it's got cars, it's got guns, it's got everything you could possibly want from a survival horror. It is State of Decay. Enjoy the trailer. And that was number 2, and that was State of Decay. This game came out on Xbox Live not so long ago. It's a zombie survival horror. Horror, I don't know if that's the right word, but it's a zombie survival game anyway, where the emphasis isn't on killing every single zombie. The emphasis on what it would be like to survive a zombie apocalypse, I suppose. It's about gathering resources. It's about looking after your people. You have a little base, and it's up to you how you control that, who you get into your group, who you let out of your group. It's not just about killing. You can just take a car, drive around killing zombies, but you won't survive like that at all. It's all about how you go into buildings. You got to get your resources with your limited ammo or your weapons. It's very time consuming. It's really good though. It's entertaining. It's scary at times. There's a good storyline to back it up as well. I quite enjoyed that. Did seem a little bit at the beginning like, hi, we're here and now the zombies here. Maybe a little bit of normal play before it got to that stage would have been nice, but I think that for me was the only thing that let it down a little bit was the beginning. This game, I got the trial for it and instantly bought it. I don't do that with many games. I just instantly loved this game. It's probably not for everyone because of the fact that it's not just about going around killing people. However, the cars are fun, the guns are fun. It's incredibly deep. It's well thought out game. I think when patches come out, it will improve because it's really buggy. Like you'll be walking towards a zombie and it'll change from a zombie into a different type of zombie, into wearing different clothes, all in the space that come towards you. You'll also go and shoot them. It doesn't quite shoot. I think a lot of people concentrate on the glitches too much because I think a lot of people on Xbox are used to games being not perfect but pretty close to perfect, and this isn't. I think when the patches come out and people get into it, there's talk of bringing co-op in, which would be really good. Even nice little features like when you're in the car, you can open the car and knock the zombie off. I really like that. If you haven't got it, you can get the trial, and it's not very expensive to buy either. I got $12.99, I think it was, from maybe a computing website. It wasn't that expensive. But yeah, it's really well deserving of a place on the list. It's different. It's not your usual type of game I'm playing, and I think well deserving of number 2. And coming up next will be number 1. What's it going to be? And now, here we have it. We're at number 1. For me, there could only be one choice for number 1 out of all these games that I looked at. It's the second game in the series. It's a very good game. It's a fantastic game, in fact. It is Metro Last Light. Enjoy the trailer, I'll be back. And that was it, viewers. That is number 1, Metro Last Light. This game I completed about a week ago. It was a fantastic sequel to the very good Metro 2033, which I didn't complete because my game crashed and lost all my saves, which is rubbish. These games are based on in Russia, on a book series. You can't buy the books as well. I've never read them. I've heard they're good though. It's all about nuclear war, and people have to live in the metro systems, hence the name. And down there you can breathe. There's communities. there's factions. Above, it's all dominated by monsters, and you gotta wear gas masks, and that's a feature I love. The gas mask feature is you gotta change your filters on it. You've got, if you get punched in the face too many times, your gas mask will start to crack, and then you'll start getting toxic fumes in when you go on the surface. On the surface, it's a very strange world up there. It's where the nuclear fallout happened. It's mainly, this game's about something that happened at the end of Metro 2033, which I didn't know about because I hadn't completed it, and shows you how you interact with that you find up there and the storyline. And that's what's great about this, because it's a book, or was a book. It's very interesting on involving you like a book. The storyline's just fantastic. There's a lot of well-placed narrative that's actually relevant to the story. It's extremely interesting in places. There's one bit where you have, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but you're on an aeroplane and it flashes back to when people were alive on the aeroplane, and at certain points you see the world as it was before it got destroyed, and it's really interesting to see how it looked and the differences. You don't speak in this game, which is the only thing that let it down for me, because I like it when you interact. Put the game in Russian with English subtitles, and it's just brilliant. That's how it should be played, because everyone's Russian, so the Russian voices are done well in English, but just turning the setting to Russian just makes the game fantastic. It's really good. The non-playable characters are really good in the way they interact with you. I've stopped saying really good. And the way they talk amongst themselves, the way they move around the rooms, the way they're just sitting having a laugh. There was a little bit where there were some sex bars down there, which I didn't like. I suppose it probably would happen. I'm not denying that. I just thought the game was maybe trying to go for a bit of a younger audience in that sense. I don't know. It showed everything, and I don't think that's made for a game like this. When it's done well, it's done well in games where you build up relationships, but I don't know, I didn't like that bit. I think the combat mechanics are really well done. The guns in the game are fantastic. You feel like they are guns. You can customize them up, and a lot of enemies do drop a lot of bullets. And if you put it on easy mode, you won't run out of ammo very often. If you put it on hard mode, there's a ranger mode, it's called. That's just ridiculous. The only thing is, the boss battles could have been a little bit bigger, I think, and a little bit better done. And it's got a lot of glitches in. There was once where I was getting carried by a massive big monster that can fly. When it was flying, my body detached from my head. So my head was lying in a puddle, and my body was running around. I could control my body, but my head was on the floor. It was funny, but it was a little bit of a glitch. I had to start that level again. Overall, well-deserved at number one. It's a fantastic game, fantastic story. It's not trying to hide what it is. It's a first-person shooter, and it does it well. Some really dark moments when you think, my God, could this really happen? You know, it shows humanity in a really bad light in parts, and the different factions. It's like communists and the sort of a Nazi sort of party over there. They do different things, and yeah, it's really good. The last level's really good. It goes a bit weird in the middle, but if you haven't played it, really get it. It's really good. 2033, do you have to play that first? Maybe not, just to know who the character is. It's a really good game anyway, so if you want to try it out, try Metro 2033 and move on to this one. Well deserving of my number one, and I think it beats most games this year. I think if Last of Us, maybe, had I played that, might have been here. I'm not sure. I'll not know yet. I will do one towards the back end of the year. I might know better. But that was at number one. It's Metro Last Light. And that was it. That was the top games of 2013 so far that I've played. I hope you have got something from it. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, feel free to leave a comment. If you disagree with anything, you can comment as well, I suppose. This isn't a dictatorship here. I've been 15 Minute Gamer. I've enjoyed doing this today, and you can contact me in lots of ways. You can do me at Twitter at 15 Minute Gamer, YouTube's 15 Minute Gamer, and Facebook's 15 Minute Gamer. And I will be back later on in the year when I'll do a roundup of my favourite games of the year so far. Hopefully I'll played Tomb Raider and Last of Us, so they can be added in. I will also come back with the worst game of the year. Some of them are in there that I've played are pretty bad, especially Aliens, which I always mention in my vidcasts. And I really hope you've enjoyed it, and just thank you for watching, and come find me on them locations. Thank you very much. Goodbye.